Hey, what's up, peace and blessings? I'm Jovhannah. I am the mystical goddess behind Spiritual Love Tarot, and this is my very first video specific to Spiritual Love Tarot. So I'm really happy and excited to be here. So I thought that I would share some of the tools that I will be using on my tarot journey for my tarot journal and all that good stuff. So this is one of my tarot journals that I've had. I love composition books and like little notebooks like these. I have a ton of them everywhere. I've got more in storage. I also have a digital notebook, so when I find things that I like online, like spreads or quotes or whatever, I can kind of save it in there. So I have that. But I decided that I did want a physical book. So I got this big binder with some dividers and plenty of paper. So I have like a section for the major arcana, a section for wands, swords, cups, pentacles, a section for court cards, and also just like general history, and a section for like symbolism. A couple other things that I'm going to add in here is a section for astrology, because I love astrology as well, and it really does like tie into tarot. Sorry, I had something in my eye earlier, and so it's starting to try to bother me again. And also shadow work. So I'm doing this shadow work with tarot and some other tarot related courses. So I'm including like all of that knowledge in here as well. And any chance to buy like pretty shiny pens. I love like office supplies and pens, and these are super cute. They're these little mini gel pens. I didn't think I would like them because they were little, but I like them. So what else? So the decks that I'm going to be using, I will be using the Radiant Rider Smith, and also I have the original, and so here is a comparison of the full card. So you can just see that the Radiant is more radiant. It's a lot more vibrant, a little more modern. And so I'll be using this deck. This was my very first tarot deck that I bought. I paid $5 for this deck. It was not really used. And it still has like not really been used or worn out, but it just holds a lot of sentimental value for me just because it was my very first tarot deck. So another deck that I'll be studying, it's not tarot, but it is an oracle card deck. It's called the Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards. I bought this deck sometime last year, and I typically would use it for chakra healing sessions that I do for myself and other people, just to kind of identify where to concentrate, you know, the healing. And then I came across Tori Hartman's, I don't know, down a rabbit hole, and came across some information on her website that really talked about how deep these cards can go for like personal and ancestral healing. And I'm all about healing and transformation, and I understand how energy travels through lineages and things like that. So I started really paying attention to and really diving into these cards, and it opened up this just awesomeness. So I'll also be including this in the Spiritual Love Tarot site and my journal and process. And I was gonna stick to 2, but I'm extra. So I recently got this deck, which is the Moon Oracle, and I'll probably do a review on these decks at some point, but this will be the other deck that I am gonna use. I've used this, I haven't had it a week yet, and I've used it a few times, and I'm just impressed. I'm really impressed by this deck. The way that it's used is completely different, but I really like it, and I'm excited to see how I can, you know, implement, like use this system along with like everything else. So those are the 3 decks. I've got the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards, and the Moon Oracle. Some of the resources, books that I'm going to be using are, I've got How to Read the Cards for Yourself and Others, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. Tori Hartman really goes in depth about how to read these cards. And like none of this is included in the actual deck. So I'm really excited and glad that I came across this additional information. She also offers like a certification program that I would like to do at some point in time, just not right now. So I have this book as a resource. And of course, this is like the massive like holy grail of tarot, holistic tarot. This has been on my book wish list probably for like a couple years. And I finally got it after I found Benebel's, I found her shadow work course or some kind of course, and I kind of got to experience her and how she like really views the tarot. And like I've come across her website before, but I don't think I went deep into it, and then like being able to kind of like see her work kind of firsthand. So her site, along with this book, is going to be a big resource for me also. I really love her energy and her approach to tarot. And then we have this book. I started working through this a few months ago, and I want to continue working through this. This is Understanding the Court Cards by Mary Kay Greer, and also her Tarot for Yourself workbook. So those are two books I will be working through. And then I have The Ultimate Guide to Tarot Card Meetings by Biddy Tarot, and then her website, of course, is chock full of amazing tarot information. And I also got like the tarot card meetings workbook just so I can kind of like, I don't know, I don't think I needed it, but I got it anyway. So there's something else that I can put information in and create my own tarot dictionary. So those are the things that I am going to be using along with like doing daily readings and different things like that, working through different exercises, meditating with the cards, and really just coming into a deeper understanding of tarot, how I use it in my life and how I use it as a professional when I am reading for other people. So I'm really excited to embark on this newfound path in tarot. Like I said, tarot is a lifelong learning experience. It is indeed a journey. It's not like, oh, well, I learned how to read cards and it stops there. Like, no, it's so deep and rich, and there's so many different things that we can do with tarot that we sometimes don't realize and recognize, like the power that these divination, these spiritual tools have for us. I'm really excited to be exploring this in depth at spirituallovetarot.com. And I do have a main website, which is the spirituallovecoach.com, but I want to share why I created a completely separate website for this. So I did a reading for someone, and they asked me like, what's your website? I want to go check you out. And he did, and he was like, I like your website, and he was a male, so I was like, I really like your website, but I really feel like it's geared towards women. And I was like, yeah, you know, the work that I do, it tends to be geared towards women, but I also do want to work for males, especially, you know, work with males or whatever. So because I do get male clients for readings, and then I didn't want this because it's personal to me, even though like, yes, I do readings, but it's personal to me. So I did want to kind of separate it and then have a space where if a guy is like wanting to like talk tarot and you know, follow me along my tarot journey, he doesn't feel put off by some of the other work that I do that is more geared towards women's healing and women's empowerment. So that's some of the reasons why I decided to just do this as a separate site. It's not something that I want to like promote or anything. Like I will offer readings, you know, through that portal if someone does want to get a reading. But this really is for me like just an expression of my passion and just a way for me to document like my progress with tarot. Part of me wishes I had done this like years ago when I first started learning tarot, but we didn't have all of this, technology, social media, blogs. Well, we did kind of sort of have blogs, but tarot then was still very like, you don't talk about it. It was very taboo. It wasn't something that you didn't just proudly proclaim that I read tarot in, your local community. So luckily things have shifted. I have changed, and this is a huge part of who I am. So I did want to dedicate sacred space for that to be expressed with everyone. So thank you for watching, and I hope that this journey inspires you, and you will definitely be seeing more of me. I'm going to work on the first episode of Spiritual Love Tarot podcast. So I'm going to be talking about all things tarot, spirituality, all of that on my blog as well as on the podcast. So I look forward to connecting with you. Mwah.